What's up, everybody? It's D's World. Got another reaction. I'm about to react. It's like black conservative and against white liberals. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I guess this is only not that far. I think maybe just like a week. Oh, 2 days. 2 days ago. So God, I want to react to this one. Alright, so let's see. Have their opinions and what they believe. And yep, I'm down. I'm down to see how these people believe. Alright, so let's go straight into it then. Oh,
Oh, should have bought Dixie. These weak store brand.
now let's go. Put a little louder with it.
I'm not going to start. Someone else can start. Sorry.
I think affirmative action has served its purpose. I think that it was necessary for a particular time, and I think that every black person knows how to get into college. You could pull out the names, the Oprah, President Obama. You can pull out the head of Time Warner was black man, the Forbes was black man. We know what to do now. We don't need affirmative action anymore. And to me, affirmative action is offensive sometimes, especially nowadays, because I have 6 children and 2 boys, 4 girls. And all of them went to Harvard and Columbia and this one and that one.
Damn.
And it breaks my heart to think that they accomplished that goal of getting into these institutions just because of the color of their skin.
I can definitely say that it creates a lot of tension when you have affirmative action.
You guys agree or disagree? I agree. I feel affirmative action because if you think about all the stuff from people that's going to college, you have and I'm just playing for black and white, but there's Asians and other kind of whatever other races and everything trying to go to college. It looks like it's easier to go to college into like for the hood and black than Hispanic and Asians, to be honest. That's the way it looks like. You have to be extra perfect, you know? It's crazy.
And I remember-
Like you could be like a C, and then if you're an A minus or a B plus, it's all bad. Like, oh man, can't go in right there, or oh, it's gonna be harder. So
Remember my first week at the University of Illinois, I was sitting with some classmates and a white student turned to me and jokingly like, "Hey Xavier, like did you just attach a smiley face when you applied for this college?" And I started asking what he meant, and he said to me that he was like, "You're black, I'm assuming you had decent grades. You could have just attached a smiley face and you would have gotten into the university." So I was livid by that and I went off, I started naming all of my accomplishments and I felt so confident only for about an hour. Because then an hour later I started saying to myself like, wow, like did I actually earn my way in here? I started to have this insecurity and I started wondering to myself, did I earn this position myself or did my ancestors' suffering earn this for me?
And two, I've seen it in the sense of like affirmative action taking away from other people who are minorities. Like I had a friend who was Asian and he in high school and he really wanted to go to MIT. That was his dream school. He interned there. He was super like prepared to go there and he didn't get in. And you can only assume that it was because of affirmative action because they have such a large Asian population that they want to admit other people.
Yeah, I was going to actually argue that it's more racist nowadays because it excludes so many Asian Americans from getting into universities who do deserve.
I don't know, more racist if you go right when maybe freaking 60s, 50s, and 40s and stuff like that. But I mean, you have a point, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It was way worse if he was Asian and Hispanic, black, that kind of stuff. Even there's other kind of white people that don't like other white people. So I disagree. Because, yeah.
A spot and they can't get in because of affirmative action, which again, like you were saying, was necessary at the time.
Yeah.
But now it's like anybody, if you have the skills to do it and you're in America, you can get in.
I don't think affirmative action is the worst thing, considering all the different types or aspects of a background.
What's his name again? Starts with a D. I forgot. But it starts, right here. Okay, yep. Here he is right there. I'm tripping. Yeah. I'm gonna lie. There's a lot of times he has a lot of points, but sometimes I disagree with him. So it's always like 50-50 to him for a lot of stuff that he says. So let's go.
You might take into account when somebody's getting into college, whether they were in certain clubs, Boy Scouts, what type of classes they took. That might not be available to everybody. I don't think that factoring in the affirmative action is necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like because of everything you guys have said, the optics behind it are so horrible today that even if it is slightly beneficial in the long run for certain people, I think we can probably refocus most of that into figuring out like the class that people come from, the neighborhoods, the backgrounds or whatever, without it having to necessarily target race. The only thing that I kind of wonder now that it's gone is instead of a black person being in school thinking like, man, am I here because I'm an affirmative action pick, is it going to be a kid that is poor or a kid that's from a different zip code?
I think we should do away with all of it. It's just like some
I know I heard they're trying to get like affirmative action and other stuff the kind of way in San Francisco and other things that way because of racists and Jim Crow and slavery, but they didn't have that in San Francisco. So it doesn't make no sense right there. So, but yeah, man, hey, let's keep going.
submit an application, no demographics. Why do they ask your sexuality? Like, why do they ask all that stuff?
And then I say too, my sister, when she went to high school, my sister's she's straight A's, like A's all the time when she was young. And I remember because she has so many groups and all that in high school, because she's younger than me and everything. And man, she just did everything. And she had almost I think she had like a 3.8. And it was hard. I think she only had just one place that's looking to go in college. And that's one of them that she didn't want to go. But there's like 3 other ones that she wanted to go, but they said no. But there's some other stuff. I'm like, damn, man, like 3.8. And you only just got just one. I'm like, man, you hecka smart. So I don't know. Hey, my sister, she's Mexican Filipino, man. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, that's why to me. Yeah, let's keep going with this thing. Wait, my bad. I'm stopping. No, but let's talk. See, when you have the black people right here that they're saying, nah, these people right there, and then we're gonna have 2 white people that don't understand about this, that they just know this. Into probably, I'm just gonna assume. I'm my bad to assume. You should never assume, but I feel they're gonna say, oh well, it was hard for you coming up. Like, so let's go. Everybody's hard growing up, man. It's not just there, it's everybody.
Affirmative action accomplished its purpose. Why do we still see the disparities that we do in the professional workplace? If you average white wealth and compare it to black wealth totals, white people as a whole have about 50 times greater wealth than black people as a whole.
My bad, I'm reading. Okay, yep, all right. Let's go.
Per capita. So I just don't understand why you think affirmative action has accomplished its purpose. I don't see
Curious. Why do you assume that just because there is a disparity means it's because of a racial issue?
that. What else would it be from?
I mean,
Upbringing, economic abilities,
Desire to
skills.
go, desire to.
So
zip
it
code
was their
does
fault
play
then.
a lot. If you grow up in a neighborhood that experiences a lot of trauma, you're not as likely to do as well in school, which means you're.
Why did they grow up in a neighborhood that experiences a lot of trauma?
I mean, lots of people do. We
Yes,
live in
but
a-
why specifically do more black people?
Government assistance programs.
Government assistance programs, like what?
Try redlining.
I mean, you can go into that.
Welfare.
if you like to.
Welfare.
Let's
It is
take a look
relevant.
at the Great Societies Act, which was created to kick black fathers out of the home and get black mothers on welfare assistance. These things aren't beneficial for economics. These things aren't beneficial for actually paving a way for success for black children and black families. I mean,
He's right.
reducing a 2-family household to a 1-family household isn't going to make them the richest man in the world. It isn't even going to get them out of high school. Nonetheless,
You mean
the ability
parent.
to even get to college.
You mean
Yeah,
two parents?
At the same time, look, yes, there's a lot of blacks into it, but there's a lot that I know that are white, Hispanic, and stuff that too, man. And that is true. If you don't have 2 parents in the same house, how can you grow up or like have your kids to try to discipline, with 2 people at the same time? And usually people that's in the welfare and all other stuff that kind of way, they're ghetto as hell, man. It's hard to have a conversation. Yes, I know I have some slang because that's the way how I talk, but I'm have an open mind. I'm trying to understand, still. Yeah. So let's keep going.
The child, yes, but a two-parent household
Yeah.
in comparison to a one-parent household, that child is not going to be nearly as successful. That child is more disposed to being sent into prison by doing crimes or not doing very well in school. So how are they even supposed to get that, that wealth disparity shrunk if they aren't even able to get out of the community that is causing these problems for them?
Something I think that this conversation illustrates is that like affirmative action is literally the very end of the line of a lot of different parts of a person's life. And by that point, trying to rectify all of the inequities that have existed, to try to remedy any of that at the very end with affirmative action, it might just be too broad a brush. And maybe we'd be better served focusing on the earlier issues than trying to throw a kid who maybe, can barely read at a 6th grade level into a college to hope that that's the thing that fixes the problem at the end of the line.
I think affirmative action wasn't really supposed to like send kids to Harvard.
Oh man, hey, his little swag though. Ooh. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna say something, but I don't understand.
That weren't prepared to go to Harvard. I think that's quite a myth. In fact, I think those that have the qualities to get to Harvard were, before affirmative action work, could just completely overlooked. Clarence Thomas is like the perfect example. Regardless of what you think about him, he was able to get to Harvard because of affirmative action, because it focused on finding people that were, again, like just overlooked for those.
But things ended up changing. It morphed into something else. So what started out as a good program of giving all black people or people with a lesser chance or lesser opportunity, it started out as that, and then it morphed and I'm not sure who morphed it, but it morphed into, okay, so now we have to have one black, one Hispanic, one this, one that.
That's not how that works.
But hey, talk to the corporations, talk to the people who hire, talk to the board members who say we need to have a woman on the board, we need to have a black on the board, we need to have a Latina.
Yeah, it feels like it is now.
On the board. So it morphed from helping us into.
Yep, and you have a black women, Hispanic women, and then you have, how it is now. There's more when they're doing it now. So, I believe it's the best person for the job. That's how it should always be. It's not about colors. And now it's more about colors, and if you're women too. And I'm not saying my bad. I might go back a little bit to it, but yeah, I just feel that's how it is now. So, like, women, not women, my bad. Just for like racing. Oh, we gotta have more of this one and this side. Like, why? It should be the best person all the time.
To now
Tokenization.
Yes, so you have to have one of this, one of that.
Diversity hire.
Well, when you start with a country where people only hire you if you're white, that's necessary. And I know that you said that it started good and then ended whatever. And I don't think that affirmative action was perfect by any measure, but we still see really, really bad inequality. So if you're going to get rid of affirmative action, what's the replacement?
Meritocracy.
People need to
There's no meritocracy in
Yes,
this
there
country. You look at Elon Musk, he's destroying Twitter. There's no meritocracy. That's ridiculous.
Well, first thing I want to bounce back to is it's not a myth that there are like minorities that are being put into colleges that they're not ready for. If you look at a lot of these top universities, including Harvard, Yale, etc., you're going to see a lot of minorities on academic probation because they are being placed in universities that they are not ready for. They are not cut out for that just yet. And it even just makes sense if you look at how much they have to achieve in order to get there. Asian students on average have to score 450 points higher than a black student in order.
For real? Damn. Is that now? Look, is that good or bad? That's some bullshit, dude. It's always about the better person or the person that's smarter, that has better grades, not just because of by the color of the skin. That's crazy, man. That's ridiculous. Now, man. And it looks like him and him are just like, nah, best person, because if I have my own business, I want to have the right person, And if I look about all your paperwork and everything you have, do I want who I want to be there? I want the smartest person or to have more more everything with it. So let's keep
the same
going.
university. So if you think of the universities that have courses, et cetera, that grade on a curve, you can only have so many people with an A, so many people with a B, et cetera. So that means that the bottom percentile is going to fail. Who is most likely, just based on logic, going to be the ones failing? It's going to be the people who didn't have the credentials to get there in the first place. And then I have to bounce back to.
I want to get you on that point.
And then I have my sister, because my sister, because we have the different fathers though, but she's more Filipino than me, but she had a 3.8, and she did all these books, all these different kind of clubs. She did everything for school, and she only had just one college that trying to, for her to go to college. Only just one university. I'm thinking like, damn, that's crazy. You're heckin' smart, man. Woo. I didn't understand to me. I'm like, whoa, just one? Yeah. And that was in San Francisco. But yeah, I think San Francisco State. I think that was. Yeah, it was a while ago now. But
because I would posit that the people who are least likely to have good outcomes in an academic setting are those who have to work 2 jobs, are those who have to drive there from home because they can't afford a dorm, are those who have to go into crippling financial debt. These are and have other.
Dude, everybody has. It's hard, but that's why you have to grow up, because that's how you know who you are. If you don't have it, look, everybody has. They can do everything. They can get the same kind of everything else. If everybody else they want. Like my auntie, right? My auntie, she went to school, but what she used to do is she used to go to the library all the time right there downtown. I'm just like, damn. And then every time I'm a little kid, she used to take me right there because she always get all the books for schools, always reading all the time. So if you're lazy, then yes, of course you're not gonna have all the research, but you can go to the library. Like what the heck, the public one, and just you get like 2 or 3 books right now, and just go there one day to go to the next one. If you want to, you got to put the extra work with it. You can't just say, oh well, they can't do it. Yes, you can. You could go from the bus. You can walk over there. You can do something that kind of way. You can't just go one person right there. Oh no, you can't. So just stop it, man. It's
In their life.
ridiculous.
They can't afford a doctor. They can't afford a dentist. They can't
See?
afford
Oh my
anything.
goodness.
I had to do
So
that too, though.
those are the
That's
people.
not just black people. It's not.
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
But it's
If we're looking at
overwhelmingly.
straight numbers, there are more white people in poverty than black people.
If you look at the wrong numbers, but if you
I don't
actually
know what are
understand
the
what
wrong
you're talking
numbers.
about.
No
The
number
issue
is
is poverty
wrong.
in general, though. I don't think it's like who's in poverty. It's like poverty sucks. It
Maybe we
shouldn't
should
matter
make
who's
college
in it.
free, and maybe we want to have
If you have a
affirmative action
program-
wouldn't be that necessary.
It'll get even more ghetto.
If you have a program that says if you are under a certain income level, this is how we'll help you, that will overwhelmingly help black people at a far greater percentage than it will help white people.
Well, all you have to do is what? Work hard then. That's what I have to do. It's easy like that. I always listen to my grandpa talk about the way he grew up and everything he had to do. And he said that he couldn't go to high school most of the time because he worked all the time from his ninos. And his nino, he's a Filipino from the Philippines, and he had his own farm. And he couldn't speak English that well, so he had to speak English for him. And yep, and then he had to get money right there for his family, for his sisters and everything else. And it's just crazy how you have a person like him, that white dude. Oh well, they can't have the academic. They can't do this. Like, come on, you think he's dumb? No, why you really think people are that dumb? They can't do it by themselves. Everybody can do it by themselves. Like I said, my auntie went to the school. She used to go this place all the time and to the library by herself. And she used to come pick me up when I was a little kid, or we used to go together. And then we should just, you have to read a book. So if you have a person, you could do it by yourself too. What the heck is the matter with this dude? I don't know why people think you can't do it by yourself. It's so easy. And now you can go right there in the internet. I know people, you can get like freaking Obama phones right now, and you could get like the internet in it too. And you could get the freaking the internet and have all the research with it too, man. So stop it, man. This is like so embarrassing to try to see people are not that smart that kind of way. It's freaking, to me, it's kind of, it is easy. It's like common sense to me. It's like, what the heck? Oh, you don't know? All you have to do is just look, excuse me, where is the library at? It's right here. Or if you're in high school, go to the library in high school or middle school or whatever it is. It's easy like that, bro. Come on, man. That's crazy, but man, this is interesting, man. Tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with them or you disagree? So this is to me, I just disagree with that. The Joe Biden guy right there. He's like, I just think that people right there, just because they're from the hood or something like that, they're not small enough like that. It's always about the best person to always get to go to college and all that kind of stuff. And stop giving people, because they don't have it. Yes, they can. They could do it. If you're hungry, you can get where you want to, man. Just like I said, I always say this all the time in this thing. My mom, she dropped out because she had me. But did she stop? I can't do it. No, my mom just went back to school, and now she's all the time, and she did everything she can to go the next level. She don't want to just stay there. I want to work right here into a diner. Nah, man, she's doing way more than that. She's got his own. So that's why if you want to do it, push yourself. It's gonna take a couple years, but put that work with it. It's easy like this. Not easy, but it's gonna be hard. But it's just always have goals every year. Have 1 year, have 5 years, have 10 years, 15 years. Don't just think for one day, it's hard now. Everything's hard. What the freaking heck? Freaking crazy. But alright, man. Hit me in the comments. Like, subscribe, show love. Alright, peace.